Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Talk of the Tiger with me, the bald guy, and the rock star, Jim Peterik. Good morning, Jim. How are
Oh,
you?
Brown, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, me too. Always feel good after a good show. And so it was amazing night at Heinani with the Jive Five, which is basically the Ides of March plus Scott. Uh, Special guests, Colin Peterik, you might have heard of him. I've known him a long time since he was an
Most
embryo.
of his life, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah. And um, and of course, from the boys, the lead singer, Dirty Dan Buck, 6'2", stands up there with his blonde hair. He's like Karen's age, youthful as heck, though. I mean, the boys were a legend. He's always amazed after shows that people come up to him. He doesn't think he's famous, but of course the boys were legendary in the late '70s, early '80s, and he's always amazed at the attention he gets at the autograph tables. I'm not amazed. Colin Peter and I did a very special song that we wrote together. He on just the two of us, he on piano and me on guitar, and turned over the stage to him, and he did two amazing songs from his upcoming album that'll be out in like spring uh, of this year. And the chemistry is always so good. Of course, the whole chemistry on stage is so good. And tonight we're doing a second show at Hey Nani. Very similar show. I start out by doing my formative hits, the ones that my sisters, who are quite a bit older than me, they would bring back the 45s of Elvis and, Johnny Cash and Roy Orbison. And I do a medley of those songs when I was 5 years old, like just eating it up and stacking that RCA Victor. So the records were basically falling off. And I love that medley. It puts everybody in a good mood. And it's a big sing along because everybody knows those songs. And then it ends with, well, it was first, the Presley era. And then it was like all the people that, Chuck Berry and all that led up to finally the Beatles. And I end with that segment with I saw her standing there. And basically, it's a big audience sing along, and Hey Nanny's has great acoustics. So that's always fun. And then the ads come up, and then I bring up Dirty Dan Buck of the Boys. And then I do my jingle medley of now that you've had a drink, go at a time to think. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I should have had a V8. I mean, I love that jingle era that I sang these songs. I got the idea from Barry Manilow when I saw him play at Mr. Kelly's, Karen and I, and he did a jingle medley of all these songs that he wrote or sang or both. And it was so camp and it was so cool that I incorporated it into this set. And then Dirty Dan Buck came out. Then the ads came back. Then we ended big with the whole band doing Vehicle and Eye of the Tiger. And fantastic.
And then you guys go right on back and you do it again tonight. So there's still a chance if you missed it last night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There might be some tickets. It was so, yeah, go for it. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun.
And then what I can't wait for is on Sunday, you guys head over to Indiana, Valparaiso, and then my place, Chicago Street Theater.
We love the Chicago Street Theater, not just because you're a part of it and basically that's your jam, but it's a great room and a great stage. And as you know, we always pack the place, and the audience is, I recognize like three-quarters or half of the people. They always come back, and we can't wait for tomorrow. We're going to sound check, we're going to sound great. And this is the Ides of March, and we're going to do a 90-minute set of our biggest hits, but also things that I wrote with Sammy Hagar and, you know, of course, Survivor, and
38 special.
Special, uh, and then some of the newer Ides of March stuff, which to me are
It's great.
as good as anything. But
Yeah,
and we'll be selling some merch. And if you like some of those new songs, you can get a copy. You
there you
know,
go.
and Paul Brown, who I'm talking to right now, runs a great theater, and he's got a great crew and sound people, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. It always is. So, all right. And other shows we got coming up. February 24th, you've got the Cornerstones of Rock. You guys have had, a little bit of a breather, and
Mhm.
it's time to get back on the stage.
We love Cornerstones of Rock. We have, the Buckinghams, they have their own set. And we come at the end of their set and finish out the night with Bend Me, Shape Me by the great late Gary Loizo, American Breed. But, we again, Dirty Dan Buck comes out and does the tribute to Jimmy Sons during that show. But it's all the Ides of March hits, uh, Sammy Hagar, just hit. And it's really a fun show.
Yeah, it's great to see all those, from that era. Everybody
Oh,
just getting up on stage. All this, everybody knows the songs. They're all singing along. It's a
well,
good time.
Tom Duty was my hero and still is when he was lead singer of the Crying Shames. And he and J.C. Hook, Jim Pilster come up and we bring the house down.
Yeah,
Could
it's
be
a good
we're in
time.
Could be we're in love, sugar and spice. Just boom, boom, all hits. And of course, New County Six. Uh, just a fantastic show.
Yep. And from there, you get ready for the big one. On March 15th, it's the big 60th anniversary thing with an orchestra behind you and everything. Oh, it's going to be fun.
Well, yeah, that's they're not going to be behind us. They're going to be next to us.
Like,
Yeah, I know it's a figure of speech, but we Larry and Bob went to the venue and realized that even though there's a riser, you still wouldn't have been able to see the orchestra, and you really want to see those
oh, yeah.
fiddlers on the way. So they're going to be on one side of the stage, and we're going to spread it out. It's a huge stage, and we're recording it, so you'll
Great.
you'll hear some of the evidence. You know, it's going to be a fun show.
Awesome. And then the next day, you head up and you get on stage at the Genesee with the fabulous Mindy Abear.
Back in the Genesee, in close proximity. Uh, yeah, Mindy's amazing. She invited me to eh, be a special guest. And I'm getting up there with her band, and we're gonna do like I'll do probably about 6 songs with her.
Great.
And, our chemistry is amazing, and she's gorgeous, and been a dear friend for how many 20 years,
Yeah.
just a superstar.
I like to think of her just as a tiny blonde Clarence Clemens. She's just a fireball. She is a powerhouse on sax and full of energy and just fun.
I'll tell her she's the blonde Clarence Clemens.
Yeah, little bitty blonde Clarence Clemens. Man, I mean, she held her own on tour with Aerosmith, so that tells you something.
He did, even
Yeah,
though they're behind a riser. But anyway,
yeah,
but yeah, she was great.
yeah,
She is great, and she builds her reputation has grown really worldwide.
yeah,
I think she tours in Europe more than she tours here. Um, and she has amazing, you know, she and her husband, amazing wine um, franchise and their own wine brand, and they're big into wine.
yeah. And they do the wine tasting music concert
Yeah,
combo trips. It's a
yeah,
lot of fun.
yeah. I was over there with her a few years back, and she's so popular in Europe.
Yep. All righty. Well, we got a packed month or two here, and the Roots and Shoots Volume 1 is out and doing very well. We'll talk a little bit more about Volume 2 when it gets closer to release date. We got a lot going on here at
I
Peterik
know,
Central.
I know. Very, very excited about Roots and Shoots Volume 2. That'll probably be like May.
Yeah.
Uh, and we just added a track, um, and we thought the deadline was done. And it was a song I wrote that was just inescapable. And I had Dave Mikulskis co-singing it with me, and
Okay.
Frontiers loves it. And it was mastered yesterday, and I just listened. And so we're moving forward.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Paul.
All righty, everybody. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure that you hit the notification thing so when we throw new ones out, you get told about it. And everybody have a rocking weekend and a good week. And we'll talk to you in a couple more weeks.
See you
What do
Sunday.
you think?
Bye.
Bye.
Great God in heaven, you know I love